Wait, did you see Rudy Gobert this morning?
No.
He punched his teammate.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
Yeah. I don't know. It was in like a timeout. It wasn't like a full on swing. It wasn't a Draymond Green, but it was but he took like he was in a huddle and he like punched like kind of like he aggressively went for him like sort of thing to be like, hey, shut the fuck up sort of thing.
You get shit
And
together.
like
Yeah.
he gave a good Twitter apology, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, he did everything the right way, you know. Like so I respect him because like Twitter apologies are like a key component of life now.
Yeah, bro. If
Like,
you don't apologize,
I gotta practice.
Did you really apologize?
Are you really sorry?
Yeah, are you?
I gotta
really
get
sorry?
better at my Twitter apologies. Do you
If you
know what
just say
tactic
it to
I'm
the-
gonna go for?
If you just say to the people that matter, it doesn't fix things. Okay.
No,
Idiots.
it doesn't. You got to let the whole world know. But do you know like my tactic is going to be the write it in notes, screenshot, and then post the photo. That's going to be my tactic in the future, you know.
Oh, you haven't noticed that? That's the wave, bro.
No, I'm saying that's
because
that's
that
what I'm gonna.
shows
That's
that
what I'm doing.
You sat down.
I've had to
and
think
you
about what I
thought
have to
about it.
say.
Yeah, because if you just post a status, then someone can be like, "Well, that's just these fucking public. That's just PR team."
Yeah. But this is my notes app. This is my notes app. It came from the heart, you know. So oh my god, that's even better. You doing what you're doing right now, writing out an apology on a piece of paper.
And like doing a live, like hold up, let me just think about this apology. Oh, and it's like, oh, I can't find the right words. I feel so guilty, but it's just not coming out.
Yeah, that would actually be like a little bit more authentic, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're actually sorry. Like I think Travis Scott's apology was the best of all time, personally.
Yeah, it was.
The Snapchat, the Snapchat, like,
damn, yeah. Oh, fuck, I fucked up,
bro.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry that you got trampled on.
I'm sorry that your kid's dead, but we were all having a good time,
bro. But like, Sicko World was just going off. Sicko mode.
Yeah, Sicko World.
Just going off, bro. Yeah, Astro World.
At least that kid died listening to classical music. You know what I mean? Like classic.
Yeah, I wonder what Travis's next thing is got to be pretty big, right? Because like he hasn't done anything for a while.
Yeah,
but he hasn't he hasn't.
He's been making Utopia for a few years now.
No, but also he's kind of disappeared from like the main like the limelight since Astro World, like that disaster sort of thing. Like everyone, because like he got Twitter cancelled, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess he's just making his glorified comeback. And you know you can still check the notes tab while having Zoom on.
What?
Just you can still be on Zoom.
I am.
And check your notes app.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, like we're talking now, it's recording fine. And like,
so my videos. I didn't know that. I was just like doing this.
Yeah.
But well, I'm already deep in, so may as well just fucking continue.
How's your week been, bro?
Yeah, it's actually been a really exciting week. The previous one, I mean, we went to that wrestling thing that I was trying to tell you about yesterday.
Yeah.
So fun. It was such a good time. Like it was surprisingly like one of the fun, and like just the vibe that me and Harry were on that night. There was no one extra. No fucking like no one telling us.
This Jack cunt wasn't there. This Jack.
Yeah, oh my god, this fucking cockhead cunt, bro.
He wasn't here. Finally he left.
It's funny that you like refer to him as Jack because like his nickname back in like Perth was Buzzkill, so like that's what we know him by, you know.
Buzzy Buzzkill.
Yeah, no, bro, don't get too close. Don't get too close. You weren't. Hey, you weren't a legend, okay? That name,
yeah.
You shouldn't even put your name close to that name, okay, buddy?
I don't deserve the buzzers.
Like, you're not him. Stop trying to prove that. You're not him, guy. You're not him.
You're not that guy. Is it weird? What that show that you went to, was it like a actual, like, was it like a tour? Was it, like, do they just do it in Perth? Like, what is it?
Nah, they go around and they do it.
And where did they
And
do it? Did they just do it in a warehouse? Did it look like it was just in
they
a
did it
warehouse?
this time. They did it at like a brewery. But they usually last time they did it at Badlands Bar.
Okay, interesting.
I'll send you what it's called. Oh man, maybe I should actually promote them because it was actually a really cool event. I can't remember what it's called. It's called Dude, Where's My Ring? Shout out to Dude, Where Is My Ring?
Yeah.
Great thing. I guess we've started already. I mean, we've been recording this.
Yeah.
You can clip it from whenever. Shout out to Dude, Where's My Ring? Great experience. Just in general, like,
Is it Australian only? Is it Australian only, or is it like worldwide?
Yeah. It's an Australian. From what I've seen from the event page and stuff, it seems like to be only like the people that are all wrestling on it were Australian. And there was this.
I assume Harry found it.
Me and Harry went crazy for this one guy, George, because he was Macedonian, and we were like, yeah, screaming shit, going crazy for it. But it was actually a really cool event. Just great experience in general. Like some very rare, a rare fun night out in Perth, which is for me.
That's pretty rare thing. I need a pillow real quick. Just my ass is hurting. There we go. That's much better.
Hey yo, what?
But also, did you see Kim K's new Instagram thing about what she's done?
No.
Have you seen recently how? Well, obviously we're talking about Kim K last week a little bit, but this, like, I don't know, recently I don't check her Instagram often. Obviously, like, I'm not like a huge Kim K stan, but like recently she's like done a lot of publicity things that seem to try and make her seem like more of a normal person. And like,
Okay.
and like recently, right? So I don't. It was sometime this week. She posted she went to a bar, and someone posted an Instagram story of her with a Guinness in her hand, and like just drinking amongst like people, like, just
I'm one
the
of the
public.
poors. Look at me, I drink Guinness.
One of the public, and she I think she put it on her story and like redone it. But then, like, it came out like someone else in the bar took a photo of what was going on, and there's a light set up, like everything's going on, like full on, like planned thing for her to like with this Guinness, and people in the background like pretending to speak, and like it's like, and it just shows it all being super fabricated to seem like he's a normal person. It's crazy. It's so like it's
that is a bit weird, right?
Like that's just like I honestly, like, it's self-aware, I guess, because you know that you're like, that's the image she's trying to push, right? Because I don't know, she's trying to become less. I think she's using Kanye as the like leverage of being like, I don't want to be associated with how crazy he is.
Right.
Let me try and push as far away.
Be normal again.
Like I'm trying to like, because like I think she's probably thinking, how are you so close to someone that's gone so far this way? She's probably going, okay, I'm getting away from that now. Best for my publicity. It's like she's a fucking businesswoman. Like, hey, like,
dude,
Joe Rogan said it best. Joe Rogan said it best. He said way back in the day that it would have been ludicrous back in the day if you went to business school and you went in there and said, I'm going to make a huge business. I'm going to go suck off some famous R&B singer. And then go from there. Yeah. And Joe Rogan said it best. He's like, they would have called you stupid, but it's the fucking way. So Usher, get your dick out, bro. Like, I'm fucking going ham. I'm going ham. If Usher is anywhere near me. Yeah. If Usher's anywhere near me, I'm flirting him up, and I'm gonna be like, hey, bro. How about
what about
this?
What about female singers? Like, there's still R&B females. Yeah, he must have just escaped your mind. Must have escaped.
But no,
are you saying that women don't make enough money for you?
I don't. So who do you think would be the R&B singer like I should go for? Like, I don't think any of them are big enough. I think Usher's big. Usher's the biggest name.
Doja Cat. She likes.
I wouldn't count her like as I think I've got more chance of sucking Usher's dick than getting with
I don't know
Doja.
about that. I don't know, man.
Honestly, I
Usher's got
reckon you do as well.
like fine women lining up for him. I think.
Agreed.
I think
But
honestly, we'd have more chance.
I
think we're much more closer to the incels. So I think Doja Cat would we've got much more of a chance with Doja Cat.
I think you're so wrong. I think you'd be able to sell the idea that you're the throat goat to Usher better than you'd be able to sell the idea
But
that
we're not the throat goat.
you're eligible.
We have a friend.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know if we sell it well enough. It doesn't matter. He might be experimental. Think about these guys, bro. At these top levels, they're always experimental. So you're saying a wild Serbian doesn't come up to him and say, "Hey, man, I'm the throat goat. Trust me on this one." You go up to him. I am throat goat. Yeah. He's gonna be like,
my throat is like jelly.
He's gonna be. Fuck, this guy might do it. I might have to give it a chance. Yeah, but if you got to Doja, like, trust me, you're like, oh fuck, you really
trust me. Like, I'll say the N-word secretly in front of you. Come on.
Only in front of you,
sakes. Stupid Doja.
Come on, Doja. Like,
come on. You let all those other whites call you that on that Zoom call. Fuck.
Yeah. What that's weird. Like that cool.
Yeah, it was a bit
oh my god. She's baiting.
Yeah, it was
She's baiting.
Bit weird. It was
I don't really but it was
strange. I don't know, like look, it's like the problem with that kind of exposure to that situation is like you took a small clip of a minute to 5 minutes out of probably like a fucking 4-hour call, right? And I'm not saying that it makes it any better for the people that were doing it, but they all were like kind of throwing it at like, oh, it's just these white men taking over of this young black female. She didn't have any power or anything in it. And it's like, I don't know about that. She was in a call with them, like, and she was openly expressed that they're her friends. And the other thing also was, it's like, if you join a Discord call with like a few fucking guys and you only join in 2 hours like late, you don't join in just as everyone joined in, you're gonna hear some fuck conversations, maybe nothing racist. I'm not talking about racism. I'm just talking about in general. Like you'll pop up and you'll just hear someone being like, man, you ever thought about fucking your mum? And you'll be like, whoa, what the fuck did I just like join into? Like, Jesus Christ, like.
It's also just like at the same time, right? I know so many friend groups that have like it'll be a black friend, Latina friend, Latino, and like a white guy, and they're fine with each other, like doing that kind of shit.
Right.
Like it's like it's not a big deal in that case because like it's a friend thing, and like people will hate that. People will hate like that. That's a thing. Yeah. But like between them, like it's a thing. Like they all don't care. So when does it matter? Like when does it then become a problem? Because for an example, the black friend, there's no problem with the black friend calling the white friend like a cracker, punky, or whatever it is, right? There's no problem with that.
No racial insensitivity or history or any sort of kind of like. If you,
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I know why. I don't need a fucking history lesson of why the word is the word what it is and why it's more powerful than others. I get that, but I'm just saying, like, within that friendship group, it's okay for that to happen. For them to be friendly like that and be like but it's not okay is it not okay if I that's a genuine question, like would black people be upset with other black people for letting other people call them that if they're their friends?
You know what I mean? Sure, dude. I've actually seen it happen in front of my eyes.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna disclose too much because if I disclose it then I'm giving away a bit too much, but I was in a work environment where one of the managers kept saying the N-word openly. In front of the black gentleman that worked with us. And let's say in the company, there was 2 people that were ambiguous, which is like me and like another guy. And I'm obviously white, but I mean ambiguous as in the manager was racist towards me in a different context, in a cultural context. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there was another guy, which was Egyptian, and he was racist towards him as well. And then towards black guys, he would just openly say the N-word in front of them. And one of them was closer to my age. One of the other black guys was a much older gentleman. Not much older, like 40s. Okay, late 30s, 40s. Anyways, this manager kept saying it in front of the two, and like obviously never in like an ill-willed way, but you know what I mean. Like there's some words that you shouldn't just throw out there constantly, and he would just constantly be like throw the word, or be like, oh, that's my and it would be like people. You would be, because you'd kind of be like, what's going on? But even as a white person, for me, I would get uncomfortable after a while, because I was like, man, just stop saying it like so often and so like carelessly in front of these guys. And then one time, he said it, and he made like a real dark joke, no pun intended. And then the older black gentleman walked up to the younger black gentleman, because he overheard what was said, and he was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, why do you keep letting him just fucking berate you like that and say that shit in front of you? And he's like, but he's my friend, it's okay, I don't find it racist. And he's like, yeah, you might not fucking find it racist. He's like, but he's like, it's not about race, it's about respect. And I was like, shit, like that's facts. It's like,
but at the same time, right? It is still. So I agree. I agree. But it's still not his. It's not. No, but it's also not his job to then be like, "Hey, man, stop that."
Right.
That's not his. That's not his job.
What I'm trying to say is, he didn't come with it from the aspect of like, oh, just don't like. He didn't say it. Don't let him say it to you. He basically just said like, say something. Like, say something.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to.
The other gentleman,
he can say something. He can say something if he wants to, though.
But he did.
He can say something.
No, but he did.
That's fine.
Yeah. So he did. He had said it before, where he was like, "You said that." He's like, "You said that." He said to the manager, he was like, "You said that one more time in front of me. I don't care if you're the manager. I'll knock your teeth out." And then since then, the manager never said it in front of him. But that's why he said to the young guy, he's like, "I'm not saying it to you because it's like, oh, white people shouldn't say it," but he was saying it to him. He's like, he's doing it out of disrespect to you because he think he can say it to you. And I could see that, because that manager was like that. You know what I mean? He was the type to use your race against you. Like, he was racist towards me. I'm a white guy. So it was just one.
How did that make you feel, bro?
Well, he was from the same region as you, so I just took it as just white trash people.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I do love to spit on your kind.
Yeah. Well, and bombs.
Fucking the dirty peasants. The dirty peasants.
Spit on us with bombs. So I wanted to bring up this because we did bring up Kim K anyway, so it kind of goes into this.
Kim K is like literally the topic of our podcast every week.
Do you think there is anyone pettier than Drake as an artist? Because personally, this latest thing that he has done has been super fucking petty.
What is it? It's not the song.
It's everything regarding the song.
You talked about it last week a little bit.
Yeah, I went into it a little bit. The lyrics and stuff.
Do I think there's any artist pettier? Yeah, petty probably not. I don't think there's many other petty artists generally aren't too petty.
And I think there's two levels of petty. I think in
like
your
Kanye
face
is
petty,
still a little.
I think in your face petty is petty, but I think like indirect pettiness is so much worse, or like subliminal pettiness, because this is subliminal pettiness. Like,
I think it's also hard to be. It's also hard, right, with pettiness, because it's hard. Like, if you're, but weirdly, Drake has made it a bit of his personality, so it's okay. Like, right. he kind of gets away with it because of the fact that like he's known as that the petty guy, like, which is fine. King, yeah. Like, it's not like a bad thing. But like in certain instances, the type of person you are, for an example, being petty wouldn't work for you. You know, if Jack Harlow was being petty, you'd probably be like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" Like, like Kanye probably being petty, Kanye gets a bit like, "Come on, bro, grow up a bit more." Like, like people react to it differently for some reason.
It's
But,
because
like,
they've been calling Drake emotional for so long that when he is petty, they just go, "Oh, it's just emotional Drake."
yeah, I guess,
And the reason
yeah.
it's nothing about the lyrics, it's not about the sample. The latest pettiness is the cover photo, which everyone is assuming that it is Kim K. And even if it isn't Kim K, the pettiness is already there. She recently posted a photo of her with a helmet on go-karting. And then Drake, posted a cover photo where it actually looks like Kim's eyes. And even if it isn't Kim, he's not saying it is or it isn't, right? He's purposely letting like this narrative grow because it's funny to him. It fucks with Kanye more if people are assuming and there's no clarity on it. Because if there's, with like, I think that's what eats you away most of the time is like when someone says, "Oh, this person thinks this way of you," and then you go, "Man, do they really think this thing of me?" And that eats at you way more than you going up to them being like, "Do you think this of me?" And then they go, "Yeah, you're a bitch." And then you go, "Okay, that person thinks I'm a bitch."
Yeah, because
Right. But this like unassured kind of left for more like prying eyes and more like ideas, like this kind of narrative is like the pettiest it can be. You know what I mean? You can keep creating stories on top of it.
I think it also like depends, right? Because like this is what like Drake does well if it's like towards Kanye. Towards Kanye, he'll get away with it. Like the thing that like he doesn't get away with is like when he does it towards people like Santana. Like that's when your
right, because they're
stupid,
like,
right?
why are you kicking down?
Yeah, and which is hard for Drake to do now because Drake's always kicking down now.
Yeah,
but Kanye is kind of seen as that like kind of like
right,
that
the only
superstar
other
global
person
thing.
that can like meet him in that stratosphere.
Exactly, yeah. Everyone else kind of would be kicking down, I think, at that point. Like he'd probably be able to do it with The Weeknd. He'd probably be able to do it with like I don't know, like those types of superstars.
Justin.
But like he wouldn't. Yeah, like he'd be able to do it with those sorts of guys, but he wouldn't be able to do it with like who
Well,
I'm trying to
he's
think of. If he
he's
was doing it to Gunna, you'd be like, oh,
What about
like,
Tory? Because he's done it to Tory before when Tory was way less famous.
Yeah, like it's you kind of seem to be kicking. It's kind of different. It's weird when it's in like that rap game sort of like area. I guess
so it's more forgiving because it's like competitive.
I guess yeah, it is more forgiving in there. Like I guess, but
is it like if like
it's still I see for an example. I would see it worse with Tory than I would with I would with The Weeknd. Like it's more kicking down towards Tory, than it would be towards like The Weeknd or Justin.
Yeah,
or
well, The Weeknd
is
is basically on par with Drake in many ways.
Yeah,
and he's broken probably as many records as Drake. So, isn't that funny that if you actually think about who runs basically pop, R&B, and rap in America are all three Canadians.
Mm-hmm.
Pop,
yeah,
Justin. R&B,
yeah. When he releases,
R&B, The Weeknd. Rap, Drake.
Yeah.
So
they hate him. That's why they hate
realistically speaking, the American sound is dictated by
got the best. Who's got the best freestyle of all time? A Canadian, Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
Like it's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah. That's hard what I'm saying.
It kind of seems weird. Like America seems like a really weird place to me because like they don't like it's not that they don't like Canadians. Like, but they like you can clearly see a lot of them look down, like kind of see them as like a yeah. The same way like the English are with Scotland and like Ireland, the same way
Australians and New Zealanders are.
100%, same thing all the time, right? But Canada kind of just seems cooler from the outside, yeah. Like,
Canada does seem cool. Canada seems like you know what reminds you of? Let's say North America, right? Let's say we go to North America and each country is like a family member, right? Canada is, you got two cousins, right? And they're both from the same dad, right? And one is a bit like wild and like fucked up. And like you don't really like him, because he's a bit too like
he's the loud one. Yeah, he's the entertainment. He's the star of the show.
But sometimes you love to be around that cousin because he's like, oh, cousin Daryl's wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then your
He gets
Canadian
it
cousin
done as well. Like,
much more cooler, much more calmer, and like you find him. You want to be around him, not when things are blowing up and it's like crazy. You want to be with that cousin alone. You know, so you
he's
guys
more
have
creative. He's more creative. He's better. He's better looking.
Kind of cousin. He's the D&M
he's better
kind
looking. He's like he gets you on a bit more of a deeper level.
Yeah, he's got better health because of the free healthcare. So, like, you know,
100%. Yeah, and then you got all your South American cousins, which are all busty women.
Yeah,
that are like fucking gorgeous.
And you just have to
want
lock
to fuck all your cousins
because you're like, if I open this door, I'm gonna.
I'm gonna
make some retards. I'm gonna make some retards. So.
But yeah, that is like it is strange that Americans are like I look at Canada like if I were to go anywhere in South America, if I were to live anywhere, it would be Canada. It wouldn't be like
you mean North
America?
America?
I'd skip.
You mean North America?
Yeah, sorry.
You said South.
Yeah, even Americas.
Sorry,
I meant Americas. Like Americas.
I'd have to go to Brazil. Just
yeah, but I wouldn't want to live there. I wouldn't live there.
Oh no!
Like if I were actually, I want to go for an extended beach holiday.
I think the only place in the Americas that I would live is Canada, probably. Yeah.
I don't think that's wild either.
Yeah, no.
Because Trump's going to be president again. I can tell you that much. I think Trump's coming back, even though he's going to be arrested probably soon for whatever reason.
I mean, Jorge Masvidal said it after the fight interview.
He retired. He retired.
Yeah, he retired. But
I could see that. I think it's a good decision for him, by the way, because like he isn't as great as people make him out.
Yeah, well, not anymore at least.
Like, I don't think he ever was. Like, he just had a decent run. Like, and he got a really lucky knockout against Ben Askren.
I think he's
the benchmark towards being good.
He's definitely a top 10 fighter. You know what I mean?
In my opinion, if you're losing to him,
I'm not saying.
In my opinion, if you're losing to him, you're never going to be a title holder. And if you beat him,
he's the threshold.
He's the benchmark. Yeah, he's the benchmark. You have to be beating it. You have to be more skilled because he's not got enough about him to be to be elite.
But he's also dangerous enough to put you away.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why Darren Till lost to him was so wild. Exactly, yeah. Because it was that was kind of Darren Till was okay, you're not.
Well, you thought Darren was next.
And it sounds like
before we go to the UFC, I wanted to bring up one more thing that kind of goes with the whole pettiness thing. So Shannon Sharp, is it Shannon Sharp? I'm pretty sure Shannon Sharp, the NBA correspondent or sports correspondent. Anyways, an American sports correspondent, someone that talks about the NFL and all that kind of stuff. Jacked African American guy, real jacked.
Is this the guy that came on Sports Center and talked about Nikola Jokic?
I think so. Him and Skip Bayless have that show together.
I don't know. I have something to talk about there.
It was an NFL. It was an NFL player. Anyways,
yeah.
One thing that we're talking about, funnily enough, he gave up a story once. Ready? So he paid for a woman that he was really in love with to get a divorce. So he paid for her divorce.
Damn.
Right. That's wild. But I just thought that was wild. Imagine being so in love with someone that you're like, hey, just divorce this guy and I'll pay for it. Just no matter how much it costs. Would
you have trust issues there? Say for example, you're doing that, you're with a girl and you're starting to fall for her, but she's in a relationship, and at the start you're like, oh, I'll leave him for me, and she does. Would you be scared?
That's hard because
going forward.
One part of me is thinking the reason she's so able to leave him is because she's emotionally intelligent enough to be aware that she doesn't like this person and that me and her are much better off. That's one perspective, right?
Yeah.
Because I think what a lot of people.
The other one's a crazy one.
People always see. Oh, if someone stays and they're loyal, that means they're real. That's real love. They're, you know, emotionally like complete or whatever. And it's like, no, not always the case. Sometimes, even if the better does come, the person is too emotionally unintelligent and too, you know, I guess still immature, and so they're like stuck in this relationship and they can't get out of it, and they just keep they keep like reinforcing this idea of like, I'm the victim but I have to stay here. So it's like, you know what I mean, there could be two perspectives to this, but also like you said, it's like, fuck man, like maybe she can do this to me, you know?
Yeah, like what if she finds someone again who she thinks is more compatible?
Right, but then again, is that wrong?
Like that, yeah, like, but like, yeah, how heartbreaking would it be if you're like with your girl for like 3 years and she's like, sorry, I've just found someone more compatible.
You're gonna decline someone else's happiness, right? Because you think you've found the best that you can find, but that might not be the case either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes you neglect a gift or reward or some treasure because you think you already like you're already like set, you know what I mean? So you go, nah, I'm all good, you know? So you just don't, yeah, it's hard with that one. It really, that's why I was actually going to ask you, was like, how would you do with that situation? And the second question was, would you ever pay for someone's divorce? Let me give you a good scenario.
I think
it has nothing to do with her loving him. Let's say she was in a what do they call them? Fucking arranged marriages, right?
Yeah.
And you meet her at uni, and you guys start getting along, and you start slowly just being friends, nothing sexual, but you're slowly falling for each other. And then she one day tells you, I'm in an arranged marriage. Like, I'm feeling like I'm getting feelings for you, but I can't get any closer to you because I don't want to like fuck anything with my husband. You know?
The thing is, what I was going to say is like, I think it depends on like what I'm doing it for. Because like, if I'm doing it because I'm just like, I'm trying to convince her to like do it, and she's kind of like, oh, like I would do it, but like it's like this much money, then I probably wouldn't, because it's like, it's if like no if that's the reason, then I wouldn't. But if it's like if she's just broke, if she's broke as fuck and she has no money, like he has all the money, and I'm just in love with her for other reasons, which is unlikely.
Arranged marriage, she's trapped. The only way to get out of the arranged marriage is if you go to the other guy's family and being like, here's your 500K, leave her alone. And they're like, okay, it is all good. You know?
It's a lot of money, bro. I'm probably saying no.
I know.
I
know. I can find someone for a way smaller price. I can find someone for a McDonald's meal.
Yeah, I reckon there are people that will accept that.
I know girls that will switch boyfriends for a fucking dome meal, bro. For $25 dome meal.
Yeah, and they're not, honestly, dome meals, so overrated.
Well,
so overrated.
That's what some say, but some don't agree with that statement.
Are you an agreeer, or?
I would 100% say that I stand with dome.
Oh,
I stand with dome.
You're just not a cultured man. You're so uncultured.
You wouldn't get it, bro. You wouldn't get it.
There's no dome over here, bro. You're gonna struggle.
I know. I'm gonna suffer. I'm gonna have to fucking find like an actual breakfast place and shit.
Trust me, there's food like in every like corner. It's kind of like ridiculous.
I know. I've been there before. Oh, like you're acting like this is brand new to me. Like I'm legitimately Mr. Worldwide.
I'm just saying you're not very cultured,
darling.
Mr. Dome. What's your go-to on the dome menu?
I'm a basic bitch. I go. I usually order the same stuff, and my favorite thing to order from Dome is yeah, probably just bacon and egg roll.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Do you know what my actual favorite thing from Dome is? I don't mind though. It's like, I just think sometimes it depends on the area, like what one you go to. In my opinion,
the Hillary's one. Shout out to them.
Yeah, I do like that one. Do you know what I do really love? The share bowls. If I'm feeling like I'm gonna splash cash, those share bowls, like get those little chicken bites, the fucking that's good. That's good shit. But if I'm not doing, I'm the different with Dome. Like every time I went there, I try to get something different.
Yeah,
Because
I
I try
used
to
to
get
do
everything on the
that,
menu.
and then after a while, I found out all the things that I liked on the menu, and I was like, now
Yeah.
it's just more based on like what I'm feeling that day. The only thing I've ever been disappointed by them is their lasagna. It was too small.
Yeah, I think
They
like
cut like a
I've had
little
their
fucking
lasagna. It was
box, and I'm like,
it
what the
wasn't
fuck is
also
this?
lasagna as well was a weird one for me. Like I don't
Yeah,
trust
because
anyone but Italians.
those Coles lasagnas that you just, dude, oh man. Whew.
The top cheese is good. Hey, the top like
Oh,
the thick.
dude,
I do remember those.
yes, dude. Oh, you think
They come
about
in
it.
those big trays. Hey, those big trays.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I used to have them all the time as kids. My dad would just bring them
oh,
like that.
oh,
I would love me a big
dude,
lasagna.
dude,
Love me a big
dude.
lasagna. Do you know what my favorite thing as a kid was? A shepherd's pie. I love shepherd's pie so
You
much.
know what's funny? Because I
I
actually
love
didn't
shepherd's pie.
I didn't try a pie till like year 10.
Oh, really? Really? Shepherd's pie is unbelievable. Like the peas, like in the minced beef and the mashed potato on top. Oh,
Yeah.
it's like crispy
No, it
on
was
the top
great.
as
It was
well.
great.
It's beautiful.
Once I
It's
tried it, it was
beautiful.
great. But I was just, I have bland tastes. Like I'll
Mm,
eat whatever just feels like eatable, you know.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I just ate sausage rolls, just
Sausage
sausage
rolls
rolls.
are elite though. Sausage rolls are elite. Sausage rolls are very fucking. Do you know? Like, have you been to like Jesters? Have you had a Jesters
Oh
sausage roll?
yeah, 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 yeah.
The
Them
Big
fat
Berthas,
ones.
the big.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh,
love me a Big Bertha.
the tradie ones.
Yeah. Love them, love them, love
Well,
them.
you know,
Do you know what's really good?
it
The
almost
Jesters.
tastes.
Have you had the Jesters chips and aioli?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Their aioli hits a little different, right?
it
They,
does, it does, it does. And
oh,
the
it
salt
must.
that they use, I don't know
There's that.
what they
Oh,
use in
dude,
the saltiness. It's just,
tradie come for sure.
it has to be, honestly.
Speaking of cum, so there was a Spanish actress, right, recently, that's had a surrogate with her son's sperm.
Oh, lovely.
Right. So,
Does that still fuck you up the same way? I assume it does.
yeah, I mean, it's genetics. Like it's, it it's
I don't know how
wild.
much I believe
It
all that. I
is
don't know how much I believe all that
wild.
incest stuff, though.
What do you mean? Like how much of it affects you?
Yeah,
You
like
only
I
say
don't
that
know.
because you're English.
No, I say that because like
You're English, bro.
I'm gonna lay down here for a bit.
Yeah.
I say that because like I don't think one matters. Like you know what I mean? Like one bit of incest, if that makes sense. Like if two
You think
people,
it's a generational thing?
yeah, I think if it continues to happen, like I think it's a problem. But I like if it happens at once, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
It apparently is, dude. Apparently, it just got
I
to
don't think
do
it is.
more. It's got. Well, that's like I said. It's because you're English and you guys have been doing that for so many years, and that's why so many of your people look like you. So, like, it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
well, I do now call Harry Kane Harry Royal Blood Kane
he
because
does look like
my
you.
man's has that royal blood.
He does. He does.
So
It seems
yeah,
like
this light is
it,
fucking me up.
so
But who
another
was it?
little.
Who was the
They didn't expose the actress. They just said Spanish actress. So I don't actually know.
those
But
Tina's
it is
gone doing crazy
pretty.
stuff again.
It is a wild scenario. Just even think about it. It's kind of crazy because it's your fucking son. Like, ew. Like, yeah, obviously he's not fucking you, but like, I don't know, pretty close.
It's
You
the
know what I
same
mean?
thing. It's actually the worst part of it is happening, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. I
Like
don't know.
if you
Actually,
were to
I don't
if
know.
you no
I wouldn't say the
okay
worst part.
okay I would no it definitely is okay. So if you had the option of fucking your mum but not coming inside of her, or like everything but then coming inside of her, like you jerking off but then you just put it
No,
in to
he
come
didn't
inside of her.
come inside of it. They like
I
sprayed
know
it
that's what no,
first.
I know I'm not saying that. I'm saying what would you rather?
The second one.
So you'd rather actually just put your cunt
Yes,
inside
because
your
I'm
mum?
not fucking her. That is wild, dude. That is
But you're not
wild.
actually. But the
See,
consequence
this is
doesn't
legit.
have
Going
like
back to
actual.
the conversation, this is the Discord chat. This is what happens in those incel chats. This is why I'm saying me and Doja Cat will be into us because she would hear this conversation, she'd be like, "That's so hot that they're talking about this."
I'm just saying that you would rather actually like have the chance of producing an incest ridden
Yes,
child
yes.
than
Fucking her,
than
dude. All right, you know what? Give you, hey guys out there, everyone watching. Here's a new challenge. Go try fuck your mum.
it'd be tough. It'd be tough, but
What? Would be tough. 100% would be tough. Holy shit, would it be tough, dude? I'd probably kill myself after.
yeah, I would struggle. I would definitely struggle. I would definitely
Dude,
yeah.
you probably couldn't even get it hard. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, that's my thing with a lot of the things that you always tell me is like with like gay sex and shit. It's like I probably wouldn't be hard anyway. Like it's not like, you know, it may
Maybe.
I hope my mom doesn't watch this.
I can agree that with the mum thing for sure you wouldn't get high, but with the gay stuff, I don't know, man. I've known you for a while. I don't know. So
If I'd see that bony ass.
so there's this scientific thing that I was watching as well. And so like metallic shapes and things that are like made out of metals and stuff.
Yeah.
They have like a shape memory that's basically like the catalyst is heat.
Mm.
So to give an example, like for example, like for example, these strings, right? These strings here.
Yeah.
If I extend them out now, like fully stretch them out and ruin the shape of them, and then I heat them, like I just put them on a pan that heats, it will contract itself back to the original shape.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Very interesting, very interesting. And so I thought, right, that has to be like, there's like universal laws and like metrics that like kind of abide to most living organisms or anything that's on this planet, right? Do you think that in some sense, like we could, okay, this is just a theory, right? This is just a big crazy theory, right? Would you think that then, if that's happening with metals and stuff, would you think that like heat shock proteins and like putting yourself in like a controlled heated environment where it's not burning you up, but like you're in an intense, like your body's in an intense zone of cooling because it is so hot, right? And you know how some people say they have their best ideas and things come up, or like they'll like have memories that like they won't have thought of for a very long time that will come up in their heads in the sauna. And yeah, obviously that's got to do partly with concentration and stuff, but oh, true. Well, hey guys, so welcome to the Rash Hour. Since we lost my guy to connection issues. Yeah. So today on the agenda, where is this guy?
I'm back.
There we go. Okay, all good. Yeah, I just saw my screen get bigger and I was like, what the fuck? Why am I looking at myself? Anyways, what I was trying to say basically is Do you think because like there's universal laws, and look, this is just some bro science I'm throwing up there. If I heat myself enough, will I go to my original form?
No, because you're not metallic at all.
No, but I mean like not original form as in like I'm gonna my body will change. But I mean there has to be some sort of like truth behind that. Like, like when you heat metal like into like when they do it to make it into a blade or whatever, like it squishes.
Yeah.
Like do you like my theory is that I think a mass amount of heat and a healthy amount could probably get your brain to tap into like an original wiring. That's my theory. His dog died again. We always had some trouble with the internet. We gonna have some trouble with the internet. All right, well, we still own this. Down on it. Down on it. Down on it. Down on it. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't seem like it's working. So I think I'm gonna have to end it there. No, never mind.
Okay, I'm back
Yo.
in. I think it was because my phone connected to an internet thing.
Okay.
I've been using Sainsbury's internet for the last like week and a half, because there's a Sainsbury's like just like behind me here.
Right. So,
I've just been ripping off that. It's honestly been good internet, but I'm just gonna use my data.
oh yeah, fair enough. Well then let's not fucking drag this on any longer because we don't know when it's gonna cut off again. Do you have anything else you wanted to say this week?
It was only going to be like the UFC stuff, obviously. Like,
Yeah, which we didn't bring up at all. Yeah, true.
Like Izzy. I've been like, everyone loves Izzy, right? Like,
Yes.
loves him.
Yeah,
He still threw one down to this fool. Threw one down to this fool.
Yeah. But his excuse is each time his excuse is I was winning those fights and then I got knocked out.
Oh no! Like, what's that supposed to mean? You lost.
Yeah, I know, but from a points perspective, yes, for sure, you could say that he's got something to argue for. But like you said, he got knocked out, so it's
honestly, it's the same. It's the same as like me and you playing football. I beat you 3 times, but you're just like, man, I played better football than you a couple of those times, though. But you just scored those goals.
Yeah.
It's just like, it doesn't really actually mean anything. But like, I get it. Like, and then
Well, yeah, that's what. But also, I mean, he did it in an exceptional manner, so you can't hate on him.
Yeah, like, look, yeah, 100%. He did it. Fair play to him.
And shouts out to him. Shouts out to Kevin Holland getting a win again. So happy for him. Shout out to Trailblazer. Love that guy.
I like Kevin Holland. Yeah.
I was
the UFC.
It was sad seeing Jorge
because it's on at like 2 a.m. It's on at like 2 a.m. here, and it's just it's shit. Yeah.
I was sad about Jorge, but I was glad that Bruno Mars beat him at least.
Yeah, big old Bruno.
Yeah, he legit looks so much
Big
like
Burns.
Bruno Mars. It's so funny.
Really? Do you really think so? Like, I don't really think he does.
No, he doesn't. But just that hairstyle, like it looks like young Bruno.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So no, but the UFC this week was like exceptional. Like a lot of good fights on there. It's pretty entertaining. Yeah, it's interesting now. It's interesting to see whether Pereira will actually move up a division or if he's just going to settle and try like. Because Izzy said, I'm not letting him, because he said, I let him fast track to the title last time. He's like, this time he's going to fight someone else. I'm not rematching him straight away.
That's also kind of like you kind of have to, like you got to, like, you know, and I'm like you both knocked each other out.
Yeah, but I see his point because Pereira came into the UFC for like one or two guys and fast tracked to a title. While there's plenty of other guys
that's because he's been a kickboxing champion. That's not because
but a lot of other guys have been champions at other establishments, and they came in and they still had to fight through the ranks. I think he's partly right. I think, look, he beat him in an exceptional way. The only reason Izzy got the rematch was because Izzy was a champion for so long and defended the belt 6 times beforehand. So it's only fair that someone that's a champion and defends their belt so many times gets a rematch straight away. But someone that's a guy that's come in and become champion.
Yeah, I get you in that case.
You know what I mean? Like there is a road. There is a road to things. Just like Leon doesn't want to fight fucking what's his name?
Usman again.
Huh?
Usman.
No, he's not. No, not fucking Usman. Colby. So he doesn't agree that Colby should get a title shot straight away. He thinks that the other guys in the division deserve it way more, but because Colby is a favorite of Dana's, he's boosted up.
And Colby is number 3 realistically.
He is, but
I get what you mean. Just because you're number 3 doesn't mean
who you fucking fight.
I know what you mean. I agree. The Leon Edwards one is so bizarre. Like that he is just for some reason Usman's kryptonite.
Right.
Like, honestly, I didn't see Usman losing ever. Like he was the one guy that I was like, that guy's just gonna rule that division. But it's weird that Leon Edwards, and the difference between him in the first fight to the second fight is crazy. What confidence does, because the first fight it was a fluke. It was a fluke.
Yeah.
Like he in the last round, beautiful head kick, like fantastic. Yeah. But the second fight, he actually wasn't
dominated.
He didn't seem scared. He didn't seem scared. And it's crazy just what confidence does, and him
that's
being
what he said. He said he said that second fight, the whole fight, he was just giving him too much respect. He's like, I was just worried about his hits. And then he knocked him out.
It's got to be true like that as well. It's like it shows how much of all sport, and especially fighting is the most, is pure. You just have to feel yourself in the zone. You can't be thinking, oh shit, this hit. Like, don't want to get hit. It's just you have to be in the zone, just flowing. Because if you're not, you're going to lose. As soon as you start thinking, you lose. It's you have to just be in the motion of knowing what you have to do instinctively. And that proves it, in my opinion. He came into that second fight just going, okay, I'm going to do my thing.
In the zone. He's like, I've prepared everything that I can prepare. I'm going in with a game plan, but this game plan isn't set in stone.
The game plan's instinctive. No, but the game plan's instinctive. You know what you have to do, but it's instinctive. You know you're going to react in those certain ways because you've been doing it for 6 months practicing.
Exactly.
It's not. So that shows it the most, because I believe it in all sport. It's all sports. As soon as you start overthinking it, as soon as you start overplaying it, that's when things go out of whack. That's why But when you're in that's why that's why to me Messi is like a god, because he's so good at he's just in a different world. He's in a different world, and he's just he don't even think about what he's doing. The ball comes to him, it comes to his feet, and he just knows. He knows where he's got to go. Yeah. And it's just it's the same with fighters. Is the most in the most case like that.
And it's the most intense one.
It takes it. it takes a certain mentality, which is like why your John Joneses are so
Right.
good,
Well,
and
and it
like
takes
these
a
people,
certain.
Khabib is unbelievable at it.
Yeah.
Khabib goes to a different world. Khabib is
Yeah.
in his absolute state. He doesn't think anything of anything,
Yeah.
which is why like Aldo, like when he fucking got smoked by Conor McGregor, like it shows how much the mind games work. Like now
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, I think, thinks about way too much. Like
Too
Conor McGregor
much.
is always
Yeah.
thinking about what's going on, whereas if he was just in a slow state, he'd be better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy.
And you can tell when he's in his flow state with Connor because he's one of those people that his comebacks are the best when he's in flow state. When he's just present and listening, and then someone will say something, he'll be like, "Oh, the fuck is that guy?" You know what I mean? That was so instinctual.
But
like,
he
that
hasn't been
wasn't
in that
thought
state for
out.
so long. Yeah,
Right.
he hasn't been in that state. I don't think he ever will be
Right.
as well. I think he's
Right.
got too much money now, too much like things going
Well,
on
yeah,
for
it
him to ever
almost like
not be in that state.
your ego erupts to a point where you can never place it back into the same place again.
Yeah. That would be tough. That would be tough to do.
There's only one other thing that I want to talk about, which is funny. It's not funny because it's fucked up, but it's funny because it's inevitable. So a American, like a well-known prankster on YouTube, got shot and killed in a shopping mall because he obviously tried to prank some guy, and then as the guy pulled the gun out, he was like, "It's a prank, bro," and he was like, "That's it." So yeah, interesting story, just because it's like, man, like, is a prank really
That's
worth
what
your
you get,
life?
bro, in America.
Yeah. Oh, just living in America in general, yeah.
That kind of shit happens, man. Like it's both of it, I guess, because it's like when you're in that kind of like world, right? Like where you're just you're doing it for views. You're trying to get some views where like you outrageous someone. Like when you're in that country, like it's bizarre to me. Like I've been watching a lot of like crime shows. Like I shout out JCS, Criminal Psychology. Everyone knows the channel probably. So like every video gets like 10 million views. But he just breaks down like criminal psychology, like people being interviewed by detectives. And
Right.
I thought you were frozen. He was so dead still.
Well, your camera's frozen, but I can hear your audio.
No, you're just saying like it. But it's like hella interesting and like I can't remember what my point was now. Just the idea of some people like some that I've been watching is like they're like so unaware that of the quick consequences that can happen in America,
Right.
like of how quickly something can turn into something so serious because like you're just it's an innocent thing until it's not, and like and it's like anyone can have anything on them. And the idea of that is like honestly to me terrifying.
It's
but
terrifying.
Like to be willing to put your like life on the line and be doing stupid shit. Like there's this guy on TikTok that I've seen every now and then. His name's like Jerk Boy, I think, like something like that. And he just goes around calling everyone pipsqueak. Like he goes up to people and goes, get up. He goes, excuse me, tough guy. And he goes, get out of the way, pipsqueak. And like honestly, it's like lighthearted, obviously, but he's like trying to rile people up, and people get opposite. When you call someone pipsqueak, it's like one of the most infuriating things ever.
Day and just
in that country, it's not unlikely that someone is just like not going to deal with it. And like,
well, recently they found another.
It's unbelievable.
Recently, they found another. They stopped another person in America from doing like a full shootout. Of I think he had like this person. They. So I'm not going to say anything more than that. They basically had a whole manifesto written out, planning to shoot up a primary school, shoot up a shopping mall, and shoot up a church. And they got caught and they got placed in custody. And bit of a weird time because it's like bit of
It's
a
so
rise.
weird. It's so
Bit of
weird how school shootings are now idolized by like the incel group.
everyone.
Like
And
it's mental.
and
It's
after the
mental.
most recent one, the one where the transgender person did it, it's legitimately, it's almost like it's blowing up way more than before, because these people that are normal people in the transgender community are trying to be like, yo, like, you know, don't already pile
Yeah,
up, don't pile up more than there should be, because it's almost like some people are creating this narrative because it's like they're pushing it because they're like, well, oh look, now these transsexual people are shooting people too, you know, it's not just us whites, you know.
Yeah, the Christians would have loved that. Hey,
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
they
saying.
would have been like,
But
yes, it
the
wasn't one of
other
us. It wasn't us.
it fucking wasn't us, finally. The other thing
Yeah.
is, though, a lot of people aren't even looking at what actually happened and are more worried and are more astonished that the police had used a dead name of the person rather than their preferred pronouns in their name, right? So there's like a lot of but all of that shit's funny to me, because it's like, I think all of the publications are all focusing on the wrong thing. They shouldn't give a fuck who did it. They shouldn't give a real fuck why they did it. They should just do something about it. You know what I mean? Like, yes,
Because as well, as soon as you
because it's
give them
like, okay,
glorification,
fucking every year,
if you give them glory, that's the problem. You can't give them glory.
exactly. And every year in their country, someone does a school shooting, and it's gotten to a point
every
that every
day.
year
It's like, dude,
they
it's
can't
not
even
every. It's
profile.
every. It's like
Dude,
it's like every. It's like weekly. It's not even.
yeah,
It's
exactly. And you know what the crazy
daily
thing
sort
is?
of thing.
They can't, you can't create a specific profile on the type of person that does these things, because each community at this point has a person within their community was what I'm trying to say, basically. So it's you can't like point a finger, be like, all these crazy white kids that are doing these drugs. You used to be able to do that before, where you were like, it's these fucking little emo white kids, you know, it's these fucking emo white kids, and it usually was the case. And now it's like everyone's doing it. Yeah, it's like it's so glorified, and people all the weirdest part to me is so many of these people that they're finding that they catch before, or they catch them and then they like grab their shit after. So many of these people have manifestos, and it's really dark, because it's like all of them have the same idea. I'm gonna cleanse this world of the bad people, and I'm gonna clean this. And all of them have these really strong ideas of like being like some sort of martyr or savior. And some of them are very open. Like, some of them are going in there knowing that they're gonna get killed and doing as much damage as possible.
Yeah, they do it. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice.
Right. It's martyrdom. You know, they want to be a martyr, and with being a martyr, you know, first you got to be killed in order for them to place you as a saint. So it's kind of like it's this weird, like, it's this weird obsession.
There was another one. There was another one of these psychology things that I watched, and it was this guy that was like he essentially he stole a van and just like went down one of the high streets and just like ran over as many people as he could, and it was like a mass murder in America, and he was that the detective was trying to get out of him why he did it essentially, and like he was trying to be like, obviously really nice to him because he was like mentally not all there, but eventually he like got in, like he was honestly by the end of it he was talking so frank about it, and he was just like, oh, so like his issue, he called him the Chads and Stacys, and like he hated Chads and Stacys because he felt so isolated from being rejected by so many women that like wouldn't go for him because he was a nice guy. And so essentially he said he started like getting all these ideologies from 4chan way back in the day. And essentially he a couple years back, right, he was talking to a guy on 4chan who was telling him about how like, you'll see what I'm about to do. And he essentially went and did what he did, like ran over a bunch of people, hit a bunch of people with trucks, and he got arrested. And I don't know what happened to him from there. Yeah. But he said he spoke to him a couple years back when he was getting into it, like when he was getting into like reading all the stuff on 4chan. And then he essentially saw him actually, funny enough, come up on the news. And he goes, and he got inspired by
Right, because
And
he's like,
then
wow, he made it. He was
and that's what
like, he wasn't lying. He was gonna be
Yeah.
famous. He told me. Yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
And he told the story, and it was just like, and I was just like, dude, like fucking like the amount of people that feel like that marginalized from the world, and now the internet's not making it easier because everyone's got a friend online, everyone's got someone who
Yeah.
thinks the same way, and there's so many of them. Like you think it's crazy, right? Because you look at it as a whole, and you think how many people are like that. If you got 100 people, if you just talk to a random 100 people, you probably wouldn't speak to someone like that. But if you speak to 1,000, you probably would. And then how many people you think in the world now,
Right.
how many people have access to the internet, and how many people you think are just going to find like-minded people. It's like
It's
it's
normally
going to bubble,
people-
and it's like
It's normally people that crave a change and they believe that they can be at the forefront of it, you know, and they think that they can change the world as they are. You know what I mean? And I think that's the biggest issue is like you thinking that you're like this fucking primordial figure that's going to like bring in the new fucking state of living and change everything back to the normal, like back to when everyone loved each other. And but I have to, it's like I have to commit these violences in order for peace to be restored again, you know. And it's like all of these fucking like,
because he said the same thing as what you said before.
Yeah,
like he said that he was like, oh, I did it because like this is a part of something bigger, and I'm this is something like I'm willing to sacrifice myself. And it's just like, and it was crazy.
Well, that's that's how you become a martyr in the church. Is like you first of all have to say that you've given up everything for the fucking church, and then whatever you must have done during your time while you lived, it's because you sacrificed all your life and all of your belongings and gave your time to the church, and that's why you became a martyr. So to them, it's like, okay, so what can I say? I have nothing. I am nothing, right? I have no relevance. I have like, and people have made sure to make me feel like I'm irrelevant. So the only way I can become relevant is through extreme means, you know? And so it's weird because it's like they all want to change the world so like so intensely, and it's so funny because it's like, why don't you just take that intensity and change yourself?
Yeah, because that changes more than like
because it's not like a normal kind of intensity anyways. It's like, dude, you're legitimately sacrificing. So and you know what I think that is? That's cowardice. That's coward. That's what being a coward is. And it's, the funny thing is a lot of them go into it having this idea of them being a hero and this heroism, and like, I have so much courage to stand up to my oppressors. And it's like, no, you have no courage. You have no courage to live. You have no courage to get up and be like, you know what? Fuck the Chads and the Stacys. I'm going to change for the better. And I don't also need the approval of the Chads and the Stacys. I think it's because a lot of them are seeking this approval from all these other people, from all these other groups. And they're just like,
how funny is Chads and Stacys, by the way?
Huh?
How funny is the term Chads and Stacys?
That's hilarious, bro. I'm definitely a Chad.
You are the most Chad, bro. You are Chad, and I'm Stacey.
305.
We need to link up.
305.
Oh.
Anywho, I think I'm mostly done.
Yeah, no worries. What's your Sunday select?
Search and Rescue by Drake.
Mine is Messi in Heaven by Venby Goddard.
Messi in Heaven?
Messi in Heaven.
Messi in Heaven.
Messi in Heaven. Like
Messi as in like not clean, or Messi as in like the football player?
Messi as in not clean. Messi as in not clean.
Okay. All right, just make sure. Well, thanks for listening, guys. We didn't even welcome you, actually. And honestly, we haven't been saying the episode numbers because we don't actually know.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah. I think this is 117.
Oh, is it? Oh, well, welcome to the ScumCast, guys, and leave. Bye.
See ya.
See ya, bro.
See ya, bro.